Hi everyone, this is Sumanth. So in this video, let's discuss the another important topic in Matplotlib, that is subplots. Let's see how you can just do that, how you can just plot multiple plots, right? So yeah, so with that, first let's see how you can just normally plot a graph. So for that, so I'm just using temperature as this. So let's consider this as temperature of 7 days. So let's plot this data. So for plotting, what we should do is plt dot plot of. So when I just use temperature, so you can see the temperature, right? So this is the graph. So and again, if you just want to plot another temperature, for example, let's say this is of Chennai, and let's take other temperature, other list of values. So let's consider this as temperatures in Mumbai, right? So first one as Chennai and second one as Mumbai. And if I just want to plot this again, you can just plot, right? I can just use plt dot plot of. I can just use the, I can just give this as temperature 1 and temperature 2, temperature 2. So when I just run this, so now you can see the temperature of both the states, right? Let's give, I will just give the label. So I've just given labels also now, and now let's see. So yeah, you can see I've just plotted two temperatures, to the temperature of Chennai as well as Mumbai in a single plot. So instead of doing this, if you just want to, right, if you just want to plot this in two figures, like two figures side by side, or let's say in the same figure, you just want to make, you just want to divide that same figure as two parts, and you just, if you just want to plot that side by side, that is subplots. So how you can just do? So let's see that part. Let's use other. So I will just use the here, and I will just define figure comma axis is equal to. I will just use subplots function, which is present in pyplot module. So plt dot subplots of. So let's run this, and you can see when I just run this, we just got an empty figure. And when I just give print figure, and I just use similarly, when I just use print ax, so you can see when I just print this, you can see the figure. This is of 432 of 228 288 dimension. So this is the dimension. So this is the dimension of the figure. This is called as figure. And the axis, right? So you can see in the axis subplot, the axis subplot is taken as, so these are the dimensions for this subplot. And since we just defined, so we haven't given any dimension here, so it defaultly takes axis as 1, that is the subplot as 1. For example, you just want two subplots in a figure, so you can just specify, right, whether you just want 2 rows and 1 column or 1 row and 2 columns. So you can just specify that. When I just see the arguments which are present in subplots, you can see n rows and n columns. So this is where you just want to specify the subplots. And when I just give n rows is equal to 2 and n columns is equal to 1. So what it will do means it will just create 2 rows and 1 column. It will generate 2 subplots. And when I just run this, you can see, so this is the row, right? 2 rows and 1 column. In 1 column, it just generated 2 subplots. This is the same figure, one figure itself. And in this one figure, it just divided that into 2 and it automatically creates subplots. So this is how you can just create subplots. And now if I just want to plot, let's divide this data, right? Here we are just plotting two graphs, two data in a single figure. Instead of that, let's plot the temperature in Chennai in one subplot and temperature in Mumbai in other subplot. So to do that, since we just given n rows and 2 and number of rows is equal to 2 and number of columns is equal to 1, we have 2 subplots. So in order to take 2 subplots, let's take that in tuple format. So you can see I'm just giving ax1 comma ax2. So I'm just taking in the form of tuple, so it will the both ax1 and ax2 takes each subplot. So it just defines, so it just means two subplots. Let's see now. The figure is same, and when I just print, right, when I just now, if I just print now, print ax1, so you can see axis subplot, and similarly when I just print, so these are the two subplots, and you can see the dimensions as well. And if I just want to create two figures, right, if I just want to plot this data in two subplots, what you can just do is, now instead of using plt.plotoff, we will just use ax1 is a ax1.plotoff, right? This is similar to that of object oriented language. So when you just see this ax1 is a instance of the class subplot, right? This is an instance of the class pyplot. So you can see instead of using plt, so in the previous case we just used plt.plotoff. So here we are just using ax1.plotoff and ax2.plotoff. So I will just use ax1.plotoff, and I will just change here, right, ax1 and ax2. Now if I just run this, now you can see the data, right? In the previous case we just have these two figures, these two plots on a single figure. So now instead of that we just have two different subplots in a same figure. So you can see this is one subplot and this is one subplot. So this is how you can just create subplots. So instead of here I just given two rows and one columns, if you just want, you can just give like whatever the number of subplots you just want inside a figure, you can just give that. And this is how you can just create subplots. And similarly you can just add titles, labels, and you can just change the color of the data, right? You can just do all the things. So you can see here when I just given plt.legend of, we just got only from Mumbai, and similarly I will just call it here also. And you can see now when I just changed that to ax1.legend of and ax2.legend of, you can just print the labels as well. And yeah, if you just want the title also, you can just do similarly, you can just do the titles. So this is how you can just create the subplots. And we have arguments in this subplot function. So you can see we just have this share x and share y, right? So defaultly these two arguments are false. So what these share x and share y will do means, so for this figure we just considered that these all the 7, like 0 to 7 are the number of days. So both for in Chennai and Mumbai, the number of like this, both the data are same, right, from Monday to Sunday. So what you can just do is, when I just give share x is equal to true, so it will just share the same labels for both the subplots. So I will just show you. So I will just give share x is equal to true. Now you can see when I just give share x is equal to true, in the previous case we just have the values, right, x values even for this subplot. Now it just shared the same values for both the subplots. Similarly, if you just want to do with y value also, you can just do that. So that's these two share x and share y arguments. So this is how you can just create the subplots. So if you just want to add a same in the same figure, if you just want to plot different plots and you just want to compare these two plots, you can just plot in this way. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope this video is useful for you. If you feel this video is helpful, like the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And with that, I will just see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.